Wassail. I laugh now at the beginning of every reading. I come outside, it rains. I've been stuck indoors for days. The sun came out briefly and I thought I'm gonna get this new moon reading in quickly. And then someone rang me and I said, I can't talk to you, I have to go, I've got to do this reading. And then as I was setting the phone up there, the unit that holds it bust open and the spring vanished and half of it's broken. It's just, look, when Pluto went direct, stationary direct on the 5th, its energy lasts for 10 days and seriously, I could barely move the last few days. It's getting better. We're moving forwards. This new moon in Libra will bring balance. Well, it should. We'll see what the cards have to say. But it's been feeling incredibly heavy, like the energy is just stuck and not moving forwards, which has been very frustrating. We're going to look also, Mercury goes stationary retrograde from today, so it actually hits retrograde as the moon becomes new. So I feel that's going to bring up issues of needing to talk about something. It's in Scorpio, it's in Plutonian energy. So we're going to have to voice what we've gone through. We're going to have to share it with each other. And I mean, really share it, talk to each other on here, reach out to each other, because we're all going through this. So we're going to ask, what's Mercury doing, first of all? What's Mercury doing? What's Mercury doing? What's Mercury's influence with this new moon in Libra? What's Mercury's influence? Confidence is the key to success. Okay, it doesn't matter that it's new moon in Leo, that's irrelevant. But what it's saying is, it's to bring confidence. As Mercury goes retrograde, it means it amplifies this energy and it pushes out, and because it's slower, you can catch onto this energy and you can begin to build confidence by speaking balanced truths. So let's take this double deck, which I'm loving, the vice versa with the Universal Celtic Tarot. It's a very chatty deck, but it's not always sure what it's saying, which is interesting. So we're looking at energies that are both fixed and mutable with this deck. So let's just see what gives. Mercury, what do you have to say? And Mercury is about communication. What do you have to say? What do you have to say? What do you have to say? What do you have to say, please? Come on, Mercury. Ooh, it's gone right down on the floor. So, we have three mutable energies. The moon, the Three of Wands, and the Emperor. And they're all mutable. They've got a different meaning. So we need to know, how do we get them from that to that? Because it's interesting that it's going retrograde. It's not showing its face. It's hiding some esoteric knowledge that's to do clearly with confidence, but we need to turn these energies around. So, and then it completes itself with the fixed energy of the wish card, and this is really important, birthing a newness within us, a new frequency, a new us, a purified us. But somehow we've got to have the confidence to speak up. So we're going to take, for Mercury, this deck. Can you please clarify the moon? So we're clarifying Mercury, but we're clarifying the Moon card. How do we reverse this card? And we have the Two of Pentacles and we have the Tower. Now, this Two of Pentacles is about stillness. As I said before, the drums, the rhythm of life needs to still. We're going into a balance point with this moon. This is a moon, a new moon, new beginnings in Libra. And so we need to transform the energies that we've been sitting in. And it's bringing a big change. I mean, you know, we don't like to go on all the time about tower moments, but this tower moment is about actually stopping that moment. So the tower moment ends at this frequency point. This is the point at which that tornado that Pluto and Neptune have been whirling up around us, that's been pressing down on us, ends. We're tying it off, we're closing it off, we're giving meditative thanks and gratitude for the learning that's taken place. And it's an esoteric learning, and that will help us to turn this energy around to the self, to bring that new moon energy to us, rather than just looking up and waiting and wondering what's the bigger picture with the turtle down the bottom. You know, what can we do about this? This is being connected to that knowledge. So now we're going to ask, what does the Three of Wands need to turn around? Three of Wands is seeing your vision. It's seeing your ships come in. It's that sense of knowing what's coming towards you. But how do you turn that around and make that dream manifest in the real world? So, Three of Wands clarifiers, please. Three of Wands clarifiers. Three of Wands clarifiers. Three of Wands clarifiers. We've got one. Three of Wands clarifiers. Three of Wands, please. Clarify the Three of Wands, please. So, we've got the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Now, it's another step forward. It's putting another piece into the jigsaw. It's being ready to receive. Once this confidence in ourselves, which is to do with the sacral, this is very much sacral, but communicating from your sacral, communicating from your seat, and then preparing yourself for the manifestation. But you have to do that, you have to move on from the traumas that have been brought up in this whirlwind tornado energy. You know, you have to face your inner battles. I mean, I've been facing them. And they're heavy and they're hard and they're difficult and they're very revealing, and they're about wearing your shadow side as a bonus, as a plus, as something to show off with, to kind of go, yeah, that happened and look where I am now. So this is a talk. There's four swords marked in the ground with an offering to the cosmos, and the four swords are healing. The two swords are crossed swords, talking about a choice. Do you want to heal? Are you ready to move forwards? Are you willing to move forwards? Because look, the door's open. And this is very strange, the back of this card, because it has this family unit. And so I am getting the sense that most of these energies, to bring them into the real world, are childhood triggered traumas. Because look, we're heading towards the solar eclipse on the 14th of December, which was originally being called of the inner child, but it's of the luminous warrior, because it's what it will be. But you've got to face childhood traumas, unfortunately. I'm facing mine, I'm dealing with them. But look, they're hard, they're heavy, but getting through them is is a wonderful elevation. So it's also interesting, it's 3 and 6, that magical frequency that buzzes in and out of things, that vibrates and shakes the electrons that are in different dimensions, and it's about calling that energy. If you heal, if you decide that you want this door to emerge over your new frequency, your cleaner frequency, your frequency where your wounds are no longer your wounds, but they're part of a energy that helps you forwards because you've changed the frequency of them, you've released them in your DNA, in your physical molecules. They're not a consciousness thing, they're part of consciousness. You've got to correct the consciousness, the thoughts, but they're a transformation. And then when that happens, you can take this frequency and bring yourself into the real world in a new format, in a new, look, this guy's proud and he's in red. He's rooted in the earth finally, and he holds yin and yang of the past in the hand of the past. He holds his own balance, and he has a staff, magical staff, to move forwards as this gateway descends over him. Now, the Emperor energy. How are we changing this Emperor energy, please? How are we changing this Emperor energy? How are we getting the Emperor to come round? 2 cards again, dented one of them. The Empress. Look, in the pantheon of tarot, she's first. The Emperor comes later. She's 3, he's 4. She is life force that moves everything on. And in this card, she's riding the crest of the emotional waves, but she's in control of her emotions to ride them. She's surfing her own emotions. And she has a moon and star sickle. So this is a really amazing energy that Mercury, because we always go, oh, Mercury, it's going to mess everything up. It doesn't. It only messes things up if that's the old thought process that you put on it. What you need to see is Mercury is offering you a chance to voice with confidence the new you, to move forwards. And she's got the cosmos, the storminess of the seas are irrelevant. She's just on the crest of her emotional truth. And what is her emotional truth? Ace of Swords, clarity, truth. And it's attached. She has put these 6 swords, have clarified in her mind. Her mind has strength and focus, and she's planted her truth in the ground. And then you get the manifestation, the wish that comes in. So we're going to also look, because during this period, Ceres, our sacral, turns stationary direct around the 21st. So 5 or 6 days either side of that, the energy of Ceres. That's about the sacral, self-love. So let's see what we have from the Moonology cards on Ceres. So Ceres, what do you want to say? A little bit more chatty with 2 cards. It's so, I just, sometimes I love the cards. A personal issue reaches resolution. And this is full moon in Cancer. This is about childhood, homes, issues around that kind of frequency. It reaches a resolution. Ceres will help you through Mercury to have that ability, and then have faith in your dreams. You have to rewrite your dreams. These are the dreams. This is the birthing within the sacral. This is the new frequency, the new energy, the new life, the new you that you're birthing. So let's see what Ceres has to say with this double deck. Ceres, what do you want to say, please, about what's going on? Ceres, what do you want to say about what's going on? What's your impact? There's a lot of cards. But it began with two that are mutable, but Ceres is face on. Ceres has got no issue with this. So here we have the Seven of Wands and we have the Queen of Wands. And she's in deep meditation because she's worked through this battle. And I'm pointing out this 17 generations back thing again. No idea why that's so important. But in a way, we enter the second day of the new moon on the 17th. The new moon's on Friday and it's at 7:30 Greenwich Mean Time or Universal Time. And this is about coming back into your frequency of self-respect, I guess I want to say. And then you have a mutable energy. Ah, that's interesting. Look, Cancer the crab sneaking out of one of the cups. Just down here. So this is again talking about that home. It's also talking about a kind of a step in another direction. Crabs are famous for moving in that sideways pattern sometimes. And it's, you've got your pincers now to cut the ties to these frequencies. But you can't sit pining about it. You've got to move forwards about it. So let's ask what do we need to do to change this Four of Cups? It's like the cards are constantly talking about a sort of an upgrade in the real world. Physical, doing this work with Ceres will change your physical body. So what do you need to change? The inner turmoil. Just very calmly stop and pick up those 5 wands. He's dealt with it. He's picking it all up. He's putting all those old traumas away, but they're reigniting passion because they're in baton form. So the inner turmoil is over. I almost want to say that he's picked up all of these batons, and it feels a little bit like he's now reordering them and putting them into perspective. That's what I'm hearing. Putting them into perspective. And we have the Queen of Swords. Again, cut away, cut through, look inside at the things that no longer serve you, the things that are actually holding you back from this energy of self-love, these old traumas that don't belong in the future. You know, she's dancing her way through this. This is a very physical body motion. She's swinging her sword. She's ready to make the changes. And there's a sense of order and I want to say a neatness to this. It's not swinging and lashing out. It's very controlled. We've got 2 queen energies, 2 energies of divine feminine consciousness. This is the queen of Libra moons. So it's very much an air sign dealing with the bad thought patterns and stepping into the energy. And again, look, we've gone 2 of Pentacles. We've gone into the 3 of Pentacles, and we're moving on to being Zen in the real world. This is a really wonderful energy, but ready to receive. And I can't help thinking that this plate's talking about sacral again. So what happens when you cut away and reorganize and fit your thoughts into new patterns? You turn this frequency around and you set sail. You leave all this. They're not needed. You don't need to pick up those golden cups. They're tarnished. Move forwards. And then we have King of Swords, an upgrade in terms of your thoughts, to be completely at one with your thoughts, to no longer let these wayward energies, these patterns that keep coming out, being there. Because if you self-love, you've put all of those things to bed, and so you feel like you're in a brand new earthed energy. You know, these thought patterns are frozen now, and this wonderful emotional water dragon is reaching over to say that you're in control of your emotions because you're in control of your thoughts. So often emotions can throw our thoughts into a spiral, but this is about being stable. And actually look, and then 6 of Wands. So we've had a lot of wands. This is a lot to do with fire, passion. It's the seat of your emotions. It's got a kind of water fire energy. So there we have victory, movement forwards. And it's got the 7 of Swords, which is all of those unnecessary thoughts are tidied up now. So that's, again, referencing this. The passions are now able to be redrawn, laid out in a new format, because you have control over the wayward energies that send you off and spiraling. So now we're on to the moon itself. What would the Libra new moon like to tell us? What would the Libra new moon like to tell us? What would the Libra new moon like to tell us? What would the Libra new moon like to tell us? What would the Libra new moon like to tell us? Meditate and contemplate. We're returning to this. It's a time to achieve balance. So it's a new moon in Pisces, which isn't the important part. I was just checking where Ceres was, because I didn't say earlier. Ceres is in Aquarius. Mercury is in Scorpio. But so this is about meditate and contemplate, find balance. The frequency between these two fish, the emotions, need to come into a new cycle. They need to tail end each other and begin to flow in a new direction. And here comes the rain, which seems to plague me. So now let's see what gives with the moon energies. So can you please explain what this Libra new moon, what is this Libra new moon bringing to us? What is this Libra new moon bringing to us? What is this Libra new moon bringing to us? What is this Libra new moon bringing to us? What is this Libra new moon bringing to us? There we go. Okay, so the Libra new moon is bringing 2 fixed energies to begin with, the Ace of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. This is wonderful. This is this dream, this spark, this desire, this wand, this magical manifestation of passion, fire in the belly, control, moving forwards. There's a lovely butterfly there floating around. Hello, butterfly. Come and say hello. Come and say hello. Oh, it's landed just down there. It's a beautiful black butterfly with orange sacral spots. Oh, I really wish it would come and join us. So, the fire in the belly returns, but it's also bringing you into this state of spirit, your thoughts, now that they've been calmed, now that they're King of Swords, water dragon, it's about plugging in to the earth. This new moon is the point at which you begin to plug in to the moon, to the earth, connecting from the moon, from that esoteric information down into the earth. And then it comes with two mutable energies, though I'm not sure that one of them needs to be changed. So we have the Two of Wands. There's a lot of wands in this reading. There's a lot of new inspiration, new ideas, new patterns with the Queen of Pentacles. When you plug in to when you plug your new divine feminine consciousness with its tidy inner understanding of yourself, you get to this energy again where you have a new vision forwards, and it's about being in the earth, protected, spirit watching over you. Absolutely beautiful frequencies. She's completely covered in green and pink roses all over her with a green background. There are more blooms on the trees behind her, and there are apples, yellow apples growing at the front. So that's really interesting. I'm being drawn to this lion, and they're talking to me about how this is the culmination now with this moon, this balance, this change of the lion cub gateway energy. This is the culmination of that frequency, begins now. So let's just ask. The butterfly's on the move again. Oh, it's coming, it's coming. It's just above my head. That's so sweet. I hope it turns up in the video. I'm kind of hoping it might land on my head. Oh my goodness. So how do we change this round? How do we change this new orb, this new magic? How do we turn it around by connecting with the sun and the world, the ending of karma? It's like you have to, this is very much a symbol of Leo. This is Lion Cub Gateway Portal. Remember when I was in La Havre, the heat and the burning up inside? This is where it's all leading to, a complete knowledge that that karmic cycle of not self-loving has been ended. It's time now with this moon to seek that balance and plug into the earth. And when you do that, you can take this frequency and you can send your image out to the sun. So I want to say Ra, sun god. This is almost like it's there in your hand. It's beginning to come out of your body, Baldur, I want to say, and I want to say Elfamir, which is a heavenly realm, because they're the beings that shine with light. So you're going to start feeling like you are shining with light. She has a diamond, her consciousness, that she's putting in to shine with light. So then you have another card of victory. But there's something static about this victory. So how do you move on? How do you move on from this victory? How do you move on from this victory? How do you move on from this victory? Really interesting. Eight of Cups. Let go of it. The Eight of Cups is about, look, the person at the back is allowing the portal to be closed off. They've stepped through the portal. I know you don't step. You let go of the emotions. You tidy up the thoughts. You get the balance in your frequency. You accept that you love yourself and that all the traumas that you went through were to get you into this next new dimensional frequency energy where you begin to shine. You begin to emanate light from within you. But to do that, you've got to decide that that dimension, that world of being a victim, that world of allowing others to control you, that world of discontent, doesn't belong in your future. You have to move forwards from it. So just take a little look around you with this new moon and let go of it, and just see the new frequencies that you're creating now with this balanced new moon. And it comes then, which is really quite nice, with the 9 of Cups. In fact, it comes with the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. 99 is a very high frequency, cosmic, 9th dimensional master number. We can't even really imagine it, because it's energy from so far in other dimensions that we can't even begin to understand the purpose of it, but it's here for us. It's putting us just one piece away from 100, a completion and a new beginning, a massive completion and new beginning. I don't know how long that one piece takes, but it's interesting that in both cards, emotions are being held up towards the cosmos, and passions and ideas are being held up. Now, I always say, this card is original thought, divine spark, and it means nothing to have all the ideas in the world if there is no emotional content. Without the Suit of Cups, the Suit of Wands doesn't develop. It's just a paper balloon and it burns away. So here you have these figures acknowledging, I want to say source, but it's not source. It's down from source. Source is way higher. But this is a kind of frequency that's not your normal guides. It's not even mother of many. It's a completely different, it's a form of energy when many of the fragments of us all that live down here and other souls that live in other places have come to a complete balanced understanding, and they've become one soul, a giant soul, but a soul in total agreement. They speak with one voice, and that's kind of where we're sort of heading eventually. Long way off, don't panic about that. But that energy, that magnificently powerful cosmic 9th dimensional energy, is here to assist you, and that will turn this energy into a new dawn and movement. Okay, so, and then it ends with Page of Cups, King of Wands. So once again we've got emotions and wands. This card has the salmon, and the idea was that this hero, he's got a beard plait like I do. I should have done that for today. He consumes a salmon to get knowledge. So there's this wonderful new emotional language that's coming forwards to you from this 9th dimensional frequency, and then this is wrapping you in fire dragon. We've had water dragon, earth dragon. Where's water dragon? We've had water dragon, earth dragon, and fire dragon. We don't have air dragon because the air dragon isn't needed for this part of the journey. The air dragon is dealing with thought traumas, but these thought traumas are being quelled by this triumvirate of dragons. Okay, and so you're coming into one with the natural world, and magic is taking off all around you because this new esoteric knowledge is coming through. The moon in you making a difference. Okay, so I'm now just going to go into the Odin. Can you please tell us overall about this new moon? Can you please tell us about this new moon in Libra, please? What's it bringing towards us? This new moon in Libra, what's it bringing towards us? So it begins with Irhwa. This is basically this energy. Irwa is magic and the yew tree. Irwa is the connection between the consciousness and the earth, a vessel for new magic to take shape in. Wow. So we have Heimdall. Heimdall is the guardian of the bridge between heaven and earth, between the 9th dimension and our dimension, the 3rd that we live in at the moment. And he's blowing his magic horn so that we can all see the presence of a journey forwards, a connection. And he stands on the gateway of Bifrost or Bifrost. So these two cards are connected entirely. He blows his horn, a frequency, a sound. And that frequency is like a magic portal that comes down and settles on Midgard, which is our world. So from source energy, or the 9th dimension at least, this new frequency is coming down, and it's about Hunin and Munin, the bigger picture. It's like a message. It's the energy comes down into the earth sends the message back up, and that's what these two are doing. They're bringing the message of the new bigger picture that's forming here, that's taking place. And then the 3rd card was Midgard. I mean, just as 3 cards, they're so perfectly joined together. So I'm just going to ask this deck a little bit more information. Can you please explain the Odin cards? Please explain the Odin cards. 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 There we go. So it begins with Page of Pentacles. In the real world, but stuck. The energy is stuck, and it has been feeling like that. But this is about the energy moving forwards. And then we have this card that's talking about us all in this kind of lockdown, and it's affecting everybody now. The energy is beginning to become overwhelming inside us, inside our sacrals. As we change things, we're like, I need to come out. We're building confidence in ourselves, in our inner moments, and that's rising. It's drawing more energy and pushing forwards. And yet somehow we're in this battle between healing and what's going on in the world. We can't decide which of the 2 frequencies is our truth. So for this one, oh no, I'm going to take those again. Can you please explain the Knight of Pentacles? So it's we've got Fire Dragon again. We've got the Knight of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles. So that's the second 9 of Pentacles now. This is talking about how we've got to move forwards. We've got to do the battle with our inner fires. And that's interesting because they're now saying we've got to be very aware of when Mercury goes retrograde, not to fuel up, because the Mars is in Aries and it's retrograde and it's amplifying, and as Mercury amplifies into retrograde, there's this real sense of us being kind of fired up in a way that we mustn't do. Our firing up has got to be gentle and calm, but we've outgrown this world. This is the card of a real world, Pentacles. We've outgrown this world now, all of us have outgrown this frequency, and this is the part where things begin to change, where we take this energy and we turn it round. We move into the light. It's like awakenings, epiphanies are coming. So the 5, this card that's talking about this sense of being trapped, having this sense of headache. What's clarifying this, please? Can you please clarify this? Can you please clarify this card? Can you please clarify this card? Justice and the Emperor. Justice. This is the card of Libra. Balance will bring justice. But it's about cutting away. There's fire beneath her feet. This energy, this Mars burning energy, but you've got to be in control of it. You've got to keep focus on it. And then here, the Emperor, it's like their two swords are coming down to trim everything, to get into this pot and trim away the pot. Take all of this restriction, these rules, these standards, these things that are hurting everybody, that are giving us this, and turn the energy around. And it's really interesting that the turnaround energy is much more cold looking. It's much more unawakened looking. And here we have the normal Rider-Waite image of the pauper. But the important thing is he's not in the warm. He's not trapped inside. He's risking going back out into the world, finding a new balance, moving forwards, because the energies, these ninth dimensional energies, are changing, and he's throwing the dice on a better future. He's stopped listening, doesn't want to hear all that bollocks anymore. He's moving forwards and he's rolling the dice that Spirit has a better plan in a new dimensional frequency. And then we have the Fool. A brand new beginning. Have faith. Move forwards. Know that there's something better. See the cosmic shooting star signs. And these shooting stars, you know, I think there's the Taurids are about to... Actually, they're already starting in the Southern Hemisphere, but they're starting on the 21st. I think. I don't know. That's half remembered. You can look that up. But there's shooting stars on the way. They're going to be changing frequencies. They're bringing new energies. And he's the flower of innocence in his hand is shedding its petals. Innocence is not the frequency we need moving forwards. Confidence, wisdom, understanding is the frequency we need to roll that dice and move forwards. So we just need a card to ask how to transform the Fool energy. How do we transform this Fool energy, please? How do we transform this Fool energy? How do we transform this Fool energy? So lovely. Three of Swords. The pain. We have to stop allowing any pain, and we do that with the star. He's looking at the shooting star and he's dealt with his pains. It begins in the sacral, self-love, that heals the heart, and that's how we become that Baldur light magic frequency. And look, this star, she's healed. She's blissfully looking at herself. She's in these wonderful orangey yellow sacral colours. And she's content. She's healed. She is healed. And when we get that healing, we get this fabulous Eight of Swords, where Spirit creates, I think it's Margwenan, but she is the fight. There's a fight that goes on between the King of May and the King of Holly in the different times of year, summer solstice, winter solstice, and they're obviously different solstices in the different halves of the world. So there's always one half of it, and they want to create the perfect woman. But in this case, we're talking about a battle between the different cycles of the earth, masculine and feminine, to create the perfect human. And that's what we're becoming. This is the promise that's coming now, is this sense of us being connected fully to spirit, to be... Look, they made her from flowers. Now, flowers are something that grow in the natural world. We are made from elements from the natural world, and it's almost like our DNA will begin to bloom, and our consciousness will also adjust, because it will be freer from all the distortions. So that seems to be a very lovely reading, and it's really nice. I've managed to get through a reading. So well done us. I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to try and get on with some other readings, see what gives. But I'm not promising, because remember, I mustn't make promises. Okay, anyway, beautiful people, wassail.